How much?
Hello, hello. Hello. Bam, 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 bam. Hello. Hello. Nom, 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 nom. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. How are you today, my guys? Para pa pam pam pam. Pam pa pam 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 pa pam pam. 1 second. I'm checking. Bah. Bah. Para pam pam pam. Okay. I think I'm here. I think I'm here. Yeah. Para. So I was thinking, what if the lockpicking minigame is not I mean, I know it's a bit of a weird idea, but I was thinking, no, let me do it in Paint. In Paint is so much easier. I don't have to paste layers and stuff and geez, whatever. So I was thinking, what if you know what is the only problem is that at the moment the lockpick is one single piece and it collides no matter what, right? What I'm thinking is, what if only the front part is actually colliding? So let's say that only this, I think I mentioned this already, huh? Because you know what is the benefit is that if we have that part, or even better, just this part colliding, then what I could do, I could actually enter but at that point, right, at that point I'm thinking to hello Ulla. I think too you're here, eh? Yeah, I'm here. The problem of the lockpick being all colliding is an issue. Is an issue because it does not allow us to expand this idea. I'm thinking if there are other options, and I'm thinking to many different things. Like I'm thinking to, for example, having two tools and not one tool, right? Or I'm thinking to have certain tools that work only for certain pins. I mean, I could do let me and when the lockpick touches a pin, the pin bounces up or down. I mean, depending on the side. And the player needs to press space to lock it in the right place, right? I have different modes, right? I have different modes. One being just where the pins are not related to each other. Another mode where you have to respect a specific sequence. Another mode that is a timer. But I would like to investigate. But I would like to investigate few more options to make it like a puzzle, right? Like a puzzle game. Example: can the pins have a different shape or symbol on them, like this? Fuck. Come on. Or maybe different tools. Hello, Boring Ned. Hey. Is it going to be for chests or doors? Yeah, for everything. For everything that has so for boxes, crates, doors, vaults, gates, windows. How do you say botola in English? Botola? Trapdoors. Yeah, trapdoors. Anything. And the idea is that it's different based on the type of object, right? The problem is to make it not tedious, right? So to make it in a way that is anyway kind of a mini game, but is an interesting mini game, so that it has some skill or some reasoning, right? So that's the hard part. Yes, the symbol shapes on the pin can be useful. It would avoid making them only decoration. Each symbol should tell the player something about the behavior of the pin. For this minigame, I would think each lock is a small deduction plus execution. So the player can test the pins with a lockpick, observe how they react, understand the rule of this lock, then execute the solution. Okay. Pin symbols as behavior clues. Each pin can have a symbol as its tips, like in your second image. The symbol tells the player what kind of pin is it. Example, triangle. Triangle. This pin must be locked while moving upward quickly. It drops back fast if missed. Square block, stable pin. Once locked, it stays locked. Wave hook. This pin moves another pin when it's pushed. Yeah, I was thinking about this already. Like to have a sequence of pins, right? This pin has two valid positions, but only one is the correct depending on the sequence. Oh wow, two valid position. Two valid positions is like a breakthrough. Two valid positions. Circle eyes, a watcher pin. If you look at it, if you lock it too early, it resets nearby pins. Oh wow. Crack, broken line, fragile pin. If it's too hard or too many times, it jams the lock. No, this is why I don't want to do it. Some pins are connected. For example, pin 2 and pin 5 have the same symbol. When you push pin 2 up, pin 5 moves down. Interesting. To solve the lock, the player must understand the relationship and choose the correct order. This works very well with your upper-lower pin design. Example, upper pin 3 and lower pin 3 are linked. Locking one changes the height of the other. The player must set the lower pin first, then the upper pin. Yeah, the problem I have is... okay, so let's say that two have the same symbol, right? And guys, you can suggest anything you want, right? So let's say that two have the same symbol, like these two have the same symbol. What does this mean? It means that one unlocks the other as well, or what? Or that when you do this one unlocks. Yeah, but if you do it this way, it will never work, right? Because you will always have one unlocked. I think I like the idea of the pins being different, like this one is affecting his neighbors, right? And so you have to think like, I need to do this first and this first, and then I do this last. Otherwise, you know, or the opposite, right? Is unlocking the neighbors. I think it's kind of interesting. So there could be one that actually unlocks the opposite. But I don't know if should be unlock, or it should be blocks it, right? So that you cannot move the other anymore. Or maybe there can be a sequence. No, the sequence is fine, but example, upper pin 3 and lower pin 3 are linked. Locking one changes the height of the other. The player must set the lower pin first and then the upper pin. Man, but I don't understand what you mean, bro. Sharp before round. Dark symbol first. Matching symbol must be set one after the other. Upper pins before lower pins. The smaller notch goes last. The same symbol cannot be set twice in a row. Matching symbol must be solved together. Triangle, triangle, circle, square. Yeah, I think something like that, but I don't know exactly. Different lockpick tools. Different tools can change how the player interacts with the same lock. For your game, I would keep the stylized fantasy style and realistic lockpicking tools. Possible tools: needle pick, touches one pin precisely, good for normal pins. Fork pick, touches two adjacent pins at once. Oh, that is a great idea. Oh, that is a great idea. That is a great idea. Is it possible? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is possible. Can I have a way to change the lockpick? A way to change the lockpick. This is starting to be interesting, but at the moment I only have space. I have space. I have AWSD, and I have up and down. By the way, I don't know where those controls are actually. Are they inside the lockpick? Maybe they are, but it's kind of weird because I think I searched it, but I didn't understand. No, it's all empty. Ah, is it? Okay, I see. I see. I see. Okay, so the chain. Okay, so that's very good. Okay, it's very good. So it's in the lockpick. That is because we possess the lockpick, right? And so we can. Now the only problem I have is I think the double one is so cool. The fact that you can push two at the same time, I think is fantastic. The only problem is yeah, I think we will do it. It's a bit weird, but I think we will do it. I don't know why there is so much space here. So we can add a new key, right? We can add a new key, which is actually cycling between different tools, right? The new key can be T, right? T stands for tool. And I think this will be a flip-flop, right? At the moment, it will be a flip-flop between two different tools, right? So just changing the tool, and I understand the difference between lockpick 1 and lockpick 2. It seems to be exactly identical, by the way. Yeah. But anyway, the idea would be, right? The idea would be that lockpick 2 as an which, by the way, seems to be different from the one that I have in at the moment. Yeah, mine is shorter. Wait. No, these are the only two that we have. So why I have one that is not in this file? That is kind of strange, huh? So I have a lockpick tool which is actually different, probably because I remade it, or okay. Wait a second, let me just. 1 second. Um. Okay. Yeah, this one is slightly different, right? Yeah, but the idea would be, right, if we take what? What is going on? So if we do something like this, right? Just for a second. I messed up because Param paran. Param param. Param papam. Why has the generate tangents? Bro, it's the simplest tool ever. What do you mean it's the generate tangents? What do you mean this? I mean it's the simplest object ever. No? Holy moly. Holy shit. No? Doesn't want to do it, huh? This freaking... wait a second. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it worked. I don't know. It's a bit weird, actually. Is this a separate? Ah, no, because there is one on top of the other. No. I'm just trying to make it a bit more reasonable than what it is. So at the moment it's not reasonable. Okay, so now this should not be shitty anymore, in theory. Now it's better. We have a problem of sides as usual. But it seems we also have a problem with smoothness, right? Wait, what? What the fuck? What? Huh? Okay. But why? Ah, because they have the same name. Because they have the same name? Or I'm just messing up. So, I guess the question is, if we flip-flop between the two, do you think we can do it? I think it's very easy, right? It's just a set static no. It's just yeah, I think it's just something like that. Okay. So in theory now when I press T, it should change the it doesn't. Ah, it does. So now, oh, but it doesn't work anymore, right? No! Why it doesn't work anymore? I mean, the only thing that I did, what? It doesn't work anymore. It's not colliding. Why? Couldn't spawn, wait. Huh? Why? Bro, it's not working anymore. Like if whatever I did, right? But I only re-imported the mesh. I mean, it's not that I did anything magical, right? I only re-imported the mesh, so... And it's just a static mesh, right? So... Do you mean that for whatever reason this reset the collision? When I re-imported it reset the collision for whatever reason? There is simple collision. There is complex collision. Use complex as simple. Oh. Like that it doesn't collide at all. I don't know exactly what happened, but something definitely happened. Collision preset pawn. I mean, it was working a second ago, right? Before we did the re-import. Hello, Rayman. Sorry, I was not reading the chat. I was too busy with this stuff. Are you still there, Rayman? If so, say yes, and I can answer your question. Sorry, I didn't really read. If you say that you are still there, I will answer. I will read your question. Ah, you're still there. Okay. I got one question in Blender. Does the topology needs to be big to draw correctly without jugger? I think it's called, like when I use texture paint, it's too bad. I can even draw properly. No, I mean, you have to stay within reasonable values, right? So I would say don't go super huge and don't go super small. So if you use the measuring tool, right? For example, this thing is 5 meters, right? It seems to be good. But even if you scale it down, you know, to 50 centimeters or to 5 centimeters, I think it will still be okay without any jugger or anything. Obviously, if you start to go from 5 centimeters to, I don't know, 5 millimeter or lower, or 0.5 millimeter, then yeah, I mean, maybe you will have issues, but just use the measuring tool and stay within a reasonable range, and you will have no problem. So no, you usually don't have that issue. I don't understand what happened though. That my I don't know what happened that my event hit, right? Well, actually, this event hit. No, we have the event hit in the level, right? Which, by the way, is a bad idea. No, where do we have the event hit, by the way? We have it in lockpick, new. No, lock pin and new 2. Yeah, exactly. We have it in the pin, right? We have it in the pin. So if I put a breakpoint here and I do this, no, but now it's not even. That's very strange. Now that I swapped the mesh to use complex collision, it's not even doing it anymore. Is when I swapped. Wait a second. Let me do docking layout because I'm going crazy. Why find result? Why find result? Huh? Jeez, why? Fuck. Please. Okay, anyway, I don't know, it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. One second, I'm going crazy. Going completely crazy. Okay, so now it's docked properly, please. Yeah, now it's docked properly. Okay. Now it's docked properly. Usually it doesn't dock this way though. I think it docks only in the middle part, right? It doesn't go up to that space, no? Does it dock like this usually or like this? Probably like this, huh? I don't remember. Anyway, anyway, we broke it. Somehow we broke it. So when we so if we use simple collision, it seems to do something, but when we use not simple collision, it doesn't. I don't know if the problem is now in the lockpick itself, right? Or because the only thing that I did, I reloaded the I reloaded the mesh, right? This is the only thing that I did. I reloaded the mesh. So why reloading the mesh fucks up the why reloading the mesh fucks up the collision? I mean, obviously we cannot use simple collision, right? We have to use complex collision, right? And so I went here and I said use complex as simple, right? And collision preset is block all. Customize collision, wait. Because I think he had a custom mesh. Okay, wait. I think now it will work. There was a custom collision. No, it doesn't do anything. Why doesn't collide? I mean, we said that, wait, let me play and show collision, right? Let me play and show collision. Yeah, exactly. So this part is not colliding, but this part is colliding, right? So all these parts in theory should be colliding, but they don't. They don't. Okay. They don't. Did I change the collision here for this particular? Generate overlap events, update overlap events, relevant to level bound, spawn collision, handling method, always spawn in your collision. Static mesh, collision preset, pawn, collision enabled, query and physics, object type pawn. Is blocking everything, right? Is blocking everything. Yeah, exactly. Is blocking everything. So why Bro, there is a freaking mystery. Also because he worked a second ago, right? He worked a second ago. So this is the pin. It's after the re-import, right? The re-import fucked it up, but I don't understand how. Use complex collision is simple. Collision preset, block all. Block all. Pin block all. Complex collision is simple. I don't know, I have to control Z my life. And go back to where we were. I don't know. We don't have it under subversion though, so that's an issue. We don't have it as a. Let's try to do block all here. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't collide with anything. It doesn't collide with anything. And if I change it to simple collision, right? Then it does. Yeah, you see? Now it does. But it doesn't make any sense, right? You are changing the collision type, and it doesn't make any sense. Did you change the collision type and it's not colliding anymore? I mean, the collision type should be do we have some freaking wrong element here? Collision enabled. It doesn't collide. It's insane. It collides only with simple. But it was working before. Fuck. No. Now we have to waste 1 hour of time for nothing. Ah, Jesus. Now we have to trace complex on move. Component sweeps with this component should trace against complex collision during movement. For example, each triangle of the mesh. If fault collision will be resolved against simple collision bound instead. Bro, I can remove this one and see what happens, but it doesn't do it. I think trace complex on move is correct, actually. I think something got reset when we re-imported it, right? It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So you have an object in the game. By the way, this is a blueprint. Eh? So you have a blueprint in the game that is moving. And yes, block all, right? I mean, unless there are custom, I don't think so. There are custom there are custom collision channels. I don't think so. No, these are all the standard ones. Let me try block all dynamic, but I don't know. I'm a bit in darkness here. I don't understand why it changed, right? So I really don't understand it. Let me try block all dynamic. No, it's going through. Block all dynamic is going through. The problem is that now I'm doing so many changes, right? That I would never be able to go back to where I was. I mean, is it because of the position or no? The position is. No, I was just thinking if it was an illusion, right? And this guy was actually in front, or. But no, it's not, right? So it's exactly where he should be. Block all dynamic. Let me go block all dynamic here. No, it's doing nothing, bro. I'm trying all the settings like pawn, block all dynamic, block all, you know, whatever. Trying custom. It's not colliding. It's not colliding. He has block all, right? Both of them have block all, and he's not colliding with shit. Okay, let me do this. Let me put a cube. Let me put a cube. Let me put a cube here. Let me put a cube here. Okay. And the cube will be block all, right? I mean, we are going through it. We are going through it. We are going through it. If I say, let me try simple and complex. Only simple works. I don't understand what's going on. Now also simple doesn't work anymore. It's not the mesh. It's something in. It's not the mesh. It's something in Unreal. The mesh can be anything. Can be a cube. Can be a. The problem is not the mesh. The problem is the one of these is the Unreal settings on. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me try to do this, which is a bit of a stupid thing to do, but I will do it anyway. I will do this. I will take this guy, right? Duplicate it. I will call this one UCX, lockpick 2, and then I would export them together. So basically it will be its own mesh, its own collision box, right? Doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. I don't know what I did. Jesus Christ. I don't know what I did. No, it's not 01. It's the, yes, it needs to have the name of the mesh. I think. But I think it needs to have the name of the mesh, no? I can try 01. But I don't think that the problem is this. I think that the problem is when I deleted this guy and I re-imported it, something happened at that point. Let me try with 01 like you said. No, it's not. And the collision is here, you can see it, right? Because I'm showing collision, right? I'm showing collision. So if I remove collision, right? If I remove collision 0. Huh? What? What? If I do show collision 1, the other pins are appearing. Okay, wait a second. Let me close everything and restart because I don't know, something is crazy. I don't know. There is something that is not doesn't compute, right? There is something that doesn't compute. There is something that makes no sense anymore. Let me also do something. Oh, see, okay. This thing doesn't compute anymore, so it's not. It doesn't seem to. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, when you have to spend time on something that is zero value to you, zero value. I'm spending time on something that is zero value to me. Zero. We are not progressing, we're just wasting time pretty much. Uh-oh, now it collided when I changed to project default. Why? I changed it to project default. Yeah, because probably is using simple collision as. Huh? Nah, this remains a complete mystery. Why? This remains a complete mystery. So if you set project default, that we don't know, but it's using, is anyway using the wrong collision. Bro, please. Yeah, it works only if you say simple as complex. Yes. It works only if you do simple as complex, but now we cannot go in, right? We cannot go in because the I mean we could ignore this, right? Because in reality we don't really have to go in, but like this guy doesn't work at all, right? Our second guy doesn't work because he's it is project default. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Okay, in a real engine, I have a level with a blueprint, which is my lockpick that has a static mesh, then in the level I have another object which is a static mesh actor, right? So if I set the collision to simple as complex, they do collide, right? If I set the collision as collision to complex as simple, they do not collide, right? Both have block all as collision settings. Why the hell it doesn't work with complex? Why? It was working like half an hour ago, 1 hour ago. It was working before my re-import, so, but I also did a few other changes, so maybe I can reopen the old project. I think I still have the zip file. Because complex as simple is not meant for moving gameplay collision between two mesh triangle shapes. What do you mean, are you stupid? Use simple collision as complex. It means even when something asks for complex collision, a real still use the simple collision. So your object collide because they are really using the simple collider. Have described this model as known as a three mesh and query against simple shapes. Use complex collision as simple. This means a real engine ignore the simple collision and use the actual mesh triangle as the collision surface. Exactly. But he has this limitation. Explicitly note that an object using complex as simple cannot simulate physics. It can be used as the tiled static collision for other simulated objects. So in your case, your likely issue is your lockpick is a moving blueprint component. You are trying to collide against another mesh using complex triangle collision. Yeah, but it was working before, holy shit. Okay, so you mean that... Okay, I understand. So you mean that the previous object that unfortunately I think I did an override here. Oh wow. Yes, that's true. Yes, that's true. Oh my god, you really add this as a UCX. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we understood why. I guess we understood why. But can I... That's a bit strange though. Shouldn't that be separated into multiple objects? Wait. So the difference is that this guy had a simple, had a UCX for real. Yeah, but it's anyway not imported properly. Because to my knowledge, right, each piece should be separate. But I don't think I don't know. I think the way I yeah. So okay, so the reason it was working before was because he actually had a collision mesh done this way instead of not, right? And because it's a moving object, because it's a moving object, it cannot use...
So, how did you end up in this mess?
I don't know, I mean, I don't know why sometimes I end up in mess that I should not end up, really. I should really not. I don't know why. And now it will work. Yes. Okay, so the point is that thingy really had a full UCX, and we cannot use complex collision on a moving object because, you know, I was tricked because what the fuck happened here? I was tricked because in my game, I mean in Plane Shift, in our main game, we always use complex collision, right? But the trick is that we use complex collision only on static objects that are not moving. Even if I think that so if you have a ground, right, of whatever kind, and you set it as simple collision, right? Obviously, the simple collider will be something like this, right? So will be impossible to use. While if you set it to complex collision, it will perfectly follow the trail, right? And the shape, right? And so when a character is walking on it, it looks correct. The problem is that this is a static mesh, it's not a moving mesh. Now I don't remember how we do it with platforms, but I think that with platforms we pretty much do the same. And platform are moving platform, but probably with platform we use simple collision, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we learned something new. Maybe I already knew it, I just forgot, I don't know. But it's very possible. So we need, okay, so if you want to change tool, right? The annoyance of this thing is that it has all these weird 100 pieces, right? 100 pieces of collision mesh, right? And I don't know if you really want to do it this way, but the good news is that now, in theory, if we split it, right? Can I have okay. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit stupid because I have to duplicate it all and rename it all. I mean, it's so annoying, but anyway. I don't know if there is actually a better way to do this, but probably not. It's pretty annoying. Because it's a moving object. So what fucked us up is that it was a moving object. Right? Bro, what is going on now? Huh? Okay. Can I duplicate this? Yes. Can I rename it to 8? Thank you. Can I move it where I want to move it? Thank you. Okay, so now okay. So now okay. Is the camera too far away, by the way? I think the camera is a bit too far away, huh? What? Huh? Why the camera? Why the camera is? Okay, fuck the camera. For whatever reason I cannot move it in. But anyway, I did all of this, right? Doesn't the model have a bit too many triangles though? That's fine. So basically now if I press T, you see, I swap to a different tool. And the whole idea, so I did all of this just to do this, right? That you can activate 2 people. So I did all this mess just to demonstrate that if we want, we can do this. Which I don't know if at the end I really want to do it, but it was just a test, right? And then all the mess started about the UCX not being correct and all of that. So, do we want to have a tool that is activating two of them? Or not? Ouch, I'm stuck. You may get stuck into it. Okay, it is possible. Okay, so all of this just to say that it is possible. So if we want, we could have a tool that is activating more than one, right? And now we have it correctly set up here. Now, another thing that I don't even know why we have these extra pins here. So what's the point of having all the extra pin in this file? It's completely useless. So the other idea would be that the pin is actually different, or the pin as a symbol. But I think that for us the easiest is that the pin actually is different. So that, for example, so for example, the pin is like this, right? For example. Why is doing that shit? He has a... Huh? It's because this thing is not triangulated. No! Why I have to do all myself in this freaking life, huh? Why? Why I have to do all myself? Tell me. Why this thing is not sliced the proper way? Why? Why is not sliced properly, huh? I mean, at least the main ones, I would say. Why this thing is sliced all fucked up? Why? Huh? Why? Why this thing is all messed up, huh? Because whoever created didn't care, huh? He said, that's fine. Whatever happens, happens. Okay. Like this is slightly better at least. Why there is this line? I think it's just because this is not. There is not a square. Yeah, just because it's not a square. Select the face and press X. X is deleting it, I guess. Use the thing by distance. I mean the merge by distance. I think this thing is not even. I think this thing is not even, or is it? No, it is. I think it is even. Yeah, we need this because no, but merging by distance here will not work because they are too far away, right? If they were closer, yes, but they are very far away from each other. So it will not really do what we want. It's quicker to do it this way. So I think this one should become our new prototype for pin number 1, right? I don't know how many faces is it, but very few, like 120. So it's definitely fine. It's definitely fine. It's definitely okay. Yeah, but do you mean that also the pin now as a freaking collision box that is yeah, probably. Also the pin? You think that also the pin as a probably yes. Hmm. So also this guy has a freaking thingy. The only good news is that we can do it. We can do it. Which, by the way, is kind of the same, but no. By the way, why this guy didn't start at 0-0? Because the pivot was not in 0-0. Okay. GG. GG! So that is our I don't think he picked my... Why? Import setting, generate collision. It seems he's not importing my... Because mine is smaller than the outside, you see? Mine is inside the... It seems he's not importing it. I don't know why. I think it's regenerating the shit. Fuck me. I don't know, sometimes these things are so complex when they should be so easy, right? They should be so easy, so easy, so easy, and they are not. Why is not doing it? Did I misnamed it or what? It's named exactly. I copied the name, by the way. Why is not? Huh? because it's pin 2. Wait. It was pin. I was clicking on pin 2 and not on pin 1. That's why. Ah, okay. Fantastic. Very nice. Sorry, I was just messing up a bit with the names. Huh? Now it disappeared. Why it disappeared? Huh? Why? What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe I'm too tired. I'm not. I don't know. I have something. I don't know. Bro, I mean, he imported it, right? Then I Control Z up to the point where I was selecting the right one, and there was not up, right? And maybe because it's inside, you cannot see it. Maybe. But no, it will show it anyway. It will show it anyway. Because it's inside, you cannot see it. Okay. If it's completely contained, you cannot see it. You can see it only in wireframe. So actually, it is there. Okay. Fine. So, okay. So we do the same for pin 2. Now I did this whole mess, right? I did this whole mess because I wanted to do. Why I did all this mess? I did it because I wanted to change my pin 2, right, to be a different. Oh, it rotated, and now we don't know anymore if we are looking up or we are looking down. I think we are looking this way, right? With this on the left. Yes, I think so. Okay, so if now I do what I was trying to do an hour ago, right? And now this would be correct, right? Bro, are you stupid or what? Because it's the other side. Fuck, it's the other side. It's the other side. Okay, anyway, we can just rotate it 180. Okay, now it's the right side, I guess. Now is the right side, okay? Yes, in fact, now it does it properly. So, for example, right, if I do it like this, now the collision will still be stupid, right? But it's fine. I mean, I think that we don't care about the collision being stupid. I think we can keep the stupid collision, right? Okay. And now, you know, I go here and I say, you know what? And I say, you know what? My pins will change, right? My pins will change. So for example, fuck it though. Yeah. No, they have to be configured. Yeah, they have to configure themselves. They have to configure themselves kind of randomly. Well, not randomly, but based on a principle. I mean, we can do it whatever. We can do it on begin play, right? We can do it on begin play. We can just randomize the pin type, right? We can just randomize the pin type, and we can say I mean, it's just a test, okay? Just a test to understand what our possibilities, okay? We are like in exploration mode. Doesn't mean that we will use this, right? I'm just exploring possibilities that we may have, right? Okay, so now in theory this guy is randomly we have a slight problem of sides. Why we always have this issue of sides? I don't know. I don't know if I should scale the wall level, but the wall blender file, right? I think the wall blender file is probably here in the units. It's probably no, it's actually 1, but yeah, everything is scaled up 10 times, right? And so except the stuff that was already imported. So the other pin is correct, but my new pin is not correct, right? So well, let me do just a stupid fix, and then we will. I mean, I can set the scale actually, right? I can set the scale to. It's a bad idea, but anyway, we can set the scale to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 if you're using pin number 2, right? What happened? I mean, my pin is actually different, but the other pins disappeared. Is it using the scale anyway? No, because I'm connecting the scale only here. Whoa, what is going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah? You crazy. Wait a second. It seems that the other pin is fucked up. The other pin is 484. Yeah, but it's correct though. I mean, this one is 484. Why there are no 36, 38? Pick one. Huh? Did I select the wrong one? Yeah, I selected the wrong one, most likely. Yeah, I selected here the wrong one, whatever it is. But there is only one pin 1. Ah no, there is also pin. Wait, this project is a bit messed up, huh? 1 second. Okay, now is correct. Okay, so now basically we have. What if someone uses a stronger metal lockpick on a weaker lock? Could they hypothetically break the pins? No, I think breaking the pins is impossible. We will never do it. But breaking the lockpick, yes. But you see that now we have different, you see? We have different pins, you see? Uh-oh, that one is not working for whatever reason. This one is not working as well. Why? That is a bit weird. Why there are some that have the... What the fuck is going on in this life? I think they are colliding wrongly. I think this one is stuck. You see that this one is stuck because the bottom is not matching the top. Why the bottom is not matching the top, by the way? And that's super strange. Did you see that? So here, yeah, look. This thing is not matching. So these ones are stuck. But how it is possible considering that they are all exported from the same model? Ah, because the model is wrong. Fantastic. Fantastic. Why the model is wrong? You see this misalignment? I mean, it's completely fucked. I mean, it's significantly fucked. I mean, it's very, very fucked. Are the bottom that are not correct? Well, these ones kind of are, but these ones are not. Why? Was it me? Yeah, it was probably me actually. Yeah, it seems that these things are not matching, right? I mean, it's kind of easy to fix actually, because these things are if we select sharp, right? These things are actually self-contained, right? So maybe I should not do this. And this, no, and no. For some reason. But it's kind of weird that, I mean, yeah, I can realign it like this, right? They are still not very correct though, right? They are, I mean, it's better, it's slightly better, but it's not, because it seems that it doesn't have the same shape, right? Yeah, exactly. You see this shape and you see that shape. I mean, actually they are different. So I don't know if it's just easier for me to delete all this part and copy with this upper part, right? Because they are really a bit fucked up. In theory, they should have been done with a boolean, but it seems that they are not. I mean, I can realign them slightly like this, but still you see that they are not the same. It's kind of annoying. I mean, we can fix it. I mean, there is assuming that obviously this part is correct. So if I take only this guy, is this guy? Nah, he's not. So even this guy is not perfectly equal, right? I mean, it's not very different, right? But it is a bit different, as you can see. So there is one and there is the other, right? So they are not really matching. I don't know why, but they are all a bit fucked up, right? Like if this thing is lightly rotated, I mean, even this, right? Maybe it's just rotated a bit. Yeah, I think it is, but I think that rotating it, I think is a very bad idea. Yeah, you see this line is not a line, right? You see this line is not a line, it's kind of a... I mean, I think we can fix it in a simple way without going through too crazy, right? Also, this part can be bigger than the actual pin, right? So the only important part is that this is bigger than the pin. If it's bigger than the pin, we are good. There is no problem. As long as this is bigger than the pin, we are golden. Yeah, this object, I have to say, it is quite fucked up. But so I think we can take the largest border. It is few centimeters, but is what makes it break at the moment, right? And also, I don't understand why. I don't understand why we have something like this, right? What is that? So it seems that on this side, you know, we are missing one, well, actually two. I don't know if I want to fix this, but yeah, in theory, you know, this guy should be like this, and he should be like this, right? Yeah. So now it is. It's still showing. No, it's just a visualization problem. Yeah. It's just a visualization issue at this point. That is actually correct. It's just so yeah, we can but definitely definitely those are not matching correctly the bottom, right? And I think we should decide, what time is it? It's midnight, fuck it. We should decide if we should always use the larger one or not, but I think probably the answer is yes. Even if this would make it quite bigger. But our problem is only one. Our problem is only the alignment with the bottom, right? That is that is making this thing collide, right, wrongly. The top is pretty good. This part I would say is pretty good. Yeah, now that I moved it though, is like misaligned. Fuck. So what I did was actually worst. Yes, it was. Well, this is really wrong, by the way. I mean, significantly wrong. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't really care, but he has to match, right? Somehow he has to match, at least so that the other part doesn't collide, right? I think like this is already way better. Yeah. Yeah. And we have the problem, definitely we have the problem here, right? Definitely we have the problem here. Yes, like this is starting to be good. Wow. What the? This one is completely off. What happened? Wow. Okay. So I think that like this is way better than what it was, right? At least they are matching better, right? And it should not. So this is our base 2 that we exported already. So hopefully the export is smooth, right? It is base 2. We go here. Let me just save this. We go here. We re-import base 2, which is this guy. Okay, now you see that everything is aligned better, right? Everything aligns better. And now the pins are a bit wrong, but we can move them, right? So I think that now they will not mess up anymore like they were, right? So they were really messing up, I think, because they were colliding. Okay, let me see if now the spring should not collide. At least if I remember right, I removed the collision from the spring. I don't understand why the ones with the new shape have the spring in the wrong position. You see? And this one is still stuck, by the way. These two are still stuck. Also that one, I cannot move. the one with the new shape have the, is like if the pivot is not the same or what? That's a bit weird. They start, you see, they start with the, it's probably the scale. Yeah, most likely is the scale. Most likely is this scale that I added that is not helping. This is annoying. This is very annoying. You know what? I think I will select everything and scale it down 10 times. The problem is that then I have to re-import everything, but at least they will be then correct in sides. Because if I take my pin number 2, this, and I scale it down 0.1, no. Let me put the 3D cursor. So I re-exported that as 0.1. This content browser floating are so why there is no re-import? I'm blind or what? Why there is no re-import here? Ah, because it's the pin, is the, okay. I need to re-import the pin number 2, this guy, okay. So this now should be, yes, 10 times smaller. Let me see if that fixed it. Yes, it fixed it, you see? Yeah, it was the scale. Yeah, now it's correct. Now it's correct. Now we have, okay, so basically, I think we can use different shapes. Now we have to think if we want the different, why is getting stuck there? I think he's still suffering from some collision. Yeah, still suffering from some collision. Jesus Christ. Okay, we will fix it. But yeah, it seems that it's still colliding somehow. Can I go in? Wait. No. Can I go in? Yeah. I cannot move. The camera is stuck. Also, the camera is done in a stupid way. Oh my god, these levels are making me so mad. The camera, for whatever reason, it cannot be moved, or he has some strange... It's just a standard camera, or is no, it's a BP camera. So for whatever reason, we customize the camera. Oh my god, why? And view target. Set view target with blend. What is this? I cannot move. This camera is not movable for whatever reason. Why this camera is not movable? I don't know. There is something in this camera that is weird. That is like a fixed, I don't know why it cannot be just a normal camera, right? But it seems that there was some reasoning on this. Maybe there are some settings on the spring arm that camera category. We can check if there is anything that is not default. Spring arm target. So we changed the target arm length. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why the camera cannot move by default. Maybe because it cannot. Maybe in plane shift it does because it's set specifically to be movable. Okay guys, anyway, I need to go. Anyway, I think we made good progress. I mean, it was very painful tonight. It was very, very painful. Maybe because I was tired or something, but basically what we did, we created two different tools, right? So this one and this one. This one can actually trigger two at a time. And we just tested the idea, right? And then we also tested the idea to have pins of different shape, right? And so maybe the pins with a different shape are actually telling something to the player, right? Of how things should work. Yeah, this one is completely stuck. But I cannot see it because, well, in theory I can see it here, right? But it seems that this guy is somehow stuck. Yeah, it is actually. I think because it was actually colliding with the bottom. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to, you know, not collide. I think that now probably will work. Huh? Yes, now it's working. Yeah, now it's working. I think only this one is stuck. Huh? There is still one stuck. That is this guy. It's just a matter of millimeters, by the way, so it's very... Okay, now they should all be fine. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, now this works. Good night, Ula. I hope Saturday you do something else. Hey, we have to finish this. Until it's finished, I will continue, I guess. You don't like it for whatever reason? I think it's nice. Look, you can move all these pins properly now. And they can have different shape. Uh-oh. This thing that you can get stuck is probably not the best, eh? The fact that you can get stuck is probably not the greatest thing of all. It's not very easy to make it go stuck, but it's possible. Like if you're pushing when... Okay. Anyway, guys, so I think I want to have different locks, different pins for the locks, and different mini games, right? So that we can configure this thing in so many different ways that then we can scale it from 0 to 200 skill and complexity. Okay, I think that's all. Have a good night, and what is W40? I have no idea. Okay, anyway, I will see you Saturday afternoon, okay? Because tomorrow will not be here. Bye bye.